Because I knew, like, if Vince came home and I was like, "Ooh," he'd be like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Right? And I'm waving this shit all around the house.
Naked, like it has to be done like this.
Yeah, like spread eagle in the kitchen.
Yeah. Hey, oh boy. Welcome back. Episode 14, I think. With Keith.
Dane,
Yeah. And Kirsten.
welcome back.
Get a little closer to the mic there, Kirsten. There you go.
Hello.
That's good.
Welcome back.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Thanks
for
for coming
having
Back. How you
me.
feeling this time around now that we know what the fuck we're doing?
I feel good.
Yeah.
I've also been listening.
What episode were you on?
I was
Like
on
7? No, you weren't
No,
7.
I think it was like 3 or 4.
Yeah, I think I was 4.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I listened to
That long
I
ago.
listened to the first 2 today.
Did you? What a
Ooh.
long way we've come.
Woo,
Hopefully,
yeah.
Yeah.
anyways.
See, like, it's funny though, because when I listen, like, because I listen at work, right? I listen all day, and the first one was actually pretty good for a first episode. It was pretty good,
Right.
But the second one, it was just
The
Curtis and
second one was
Tyler,
a
like,
disaster.
ah!
Yeah,
Like,
second
the
one
whole
was a
time they were
fucking
just
disaster.
screaming and
Tyler will be
yelling
on here
and
again.
They
Yeah.
feed off each other, and
yeah,
it's
there
annoying.
was like 2
But it's
guests,
funny,
and I was
fuck
like,
you.
what?
Not really. It's annoying.
I'm pretty sure you laughed your ass off.
It's funny,
To
but
a
hang
point.
on,
To a
hang on.
point.
It's funny, but listening back to the podcast, it's fucking chaotic, and you can't. It's
cancer.
annoying. It's annoying to
People
listen
who would
to.
listen would be like, "This is fucking cancer. What am
Yeah.
I
I
listening
like
to?"
really had to push myself to listen to all the second one because it's just like, oh my god.
If
There's
Tyler
just so
laughs,
much, right?
if Tyler
Can't
laughs,
swar.
I laugh,
Oh, I get-
then it's
oh,
funny.
okay.
So eat my dick.
Or you could say, or some would say it in Spanish, El Cancer.
Move the chair if you have to.
I'm really
What
trying.
an obstacle.
What an obstacle.
Anyways,
Why does that?
How's the week been? How's the last few weeks been, guys?
hot.
Chaotic.
Fucking hot. Yeah.
Fucking hot.
People died in Toronto. No,
Really? Just from the
Montreal.
heat?
Montreal from the heat wave.
Yeah.
No
6
shit.
people have already died of
How do you die? Hang on.
death from heat.
Hang on. How do you die from heat
in the 21st
in one of the biggest cities in Canada when you have countless places to just go sit out of the heat and drink some water? Legally, you have to be fucking like if you ask for water at like a McDonald's, they have to give you water. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's tap water, but big fucking deal, so you
Do
can stay
they?
hydrated.
Go
And
drink
you
from
go-
the back
go-
of the toilet if you're that desperate.
Well, that too, yeah.
If you're that desperate.
Yeah.
Shit, I'm pretty far away.
Anyways, like I don't know. I don't understand how that happens.
I don't know.
I guess people just get carried away, loopy, and then they don't think about it, and then
We-
they just fucking die.
Think about us too. Like we work away, and then we're like, "Fuck, we haven't drank any water today."
Yeah, that's true.
You know, and some people probably did the same thing. They went for a run and just
Yeah.
dead. DED.
Are you fucking
Rip.
kidding me?
Rip.
What?
The people literally died in Toronto because it's hot out.
It was
Yeah.
Toronto.
Yeah, it was.
No, I'm
Toronto.
asking.
Oh no, Montreal.
Oh, Montreal.
Montreal.
Yeah.
It was one of those two.
Fucking
6 people have
Frenchies.
already died from heat exhaustion.
That's fucked.
It's fucked.
How?
Just fry like an egg. Dehydrated. How do you get heat exhaustion?
I don't
That's
know.
what some people would call survival of the fittest.
Yeah.
And
Survi-
natural selection.
Survival of the fittest and natural selection doesn't exactly exist anymore in our society.
It
Out-
obviously does because those guys, people just
No.
went outside and went,
Well,
"Ah!"
well, it doesn't because
You buy groceries. We
really,
rely on groceries.
really fucking stupid people live.
They
It
didn't.
has.
Have you seen 1,000 Ways to Die?
That's
very
fucked up.
true.
That's
That's
true.
a good point.
That's true. Counterpoint. Counter argument.
not
Denied.
Not really. Isn't that kind of on my side? Saying natural selection took its course. Dumb people. Is that on my side?
What do you mean?
Natural
I already
selection is a
forgot what
theory.
your point was.
Natural selection is a
What I'm
theory.
saying is, the fucking idiots died because it's hot out. I get it now. If you're like in the Mojave, the goddamn Mojave,
If you can't escape it, you're dead.
Yeah.
but you're in fucking Toronto.
Like the
Montreal.
one where like the guy got both
Montreal.
his legs crushed by a boulder and he couldn't leave. That guy.
That's different.
Yeah.
But
He
what I was
didn't have
saying
any
was
water or like a
100
Walmart or anything.
127 hours.
What I was trying to say was natural selection took its place. Those people obviously weren't fit to survive, so they died. And Dane was saying stupid people died, thousands of people died. So what I'm saying is Dane just
Okay.
was on my side.
Okay, but what you don't understand about natural
We should
selection.
probably edit this
Hang on.
part out. I
No,
think
no,
about it.
no. But what you don't understand about natural selection is natural selection, when you're talking about it from an anthropological standpoint, is the genes that end up getting like, okay, evolution. Okay, you started from a fucking fish and you ended up evolving to walk on land, and that gene was actually prominent enough to survive, and it ended up mutating again to have another gene that was good enough to keep going, and the bloodline was able to keep going.
That's a lot of pants.
Right, so that's how we got to where we are with the fucking opposable thumbs. We can make we're smart enough to make tools and all that shit. Like it over millions of years, that shit just progresses and ends up coming out as better than the last generation of mutations.
Okay.
Now, when a mutation comes into play, let's say, it's gonna sound really bad.
I mean,
But this is true. This is true. Let's just say 50, 60,000 years ago, when it was survival of the fittest and natural selection did take place, let's say there was a gene where, I have a thyroid problem and I can't lose weight and I just keep eating and I just get big and I can't outrun that fucking
bear.
No, I can't outrun that bear. I can't outrun that saber tooth. It's gonna fucking kill you, and that gene won't get pressed on. But now, because we live in a society where, I mean, I'm not saying it's bad, it's great, because people can survive and enjoy their life or whatever, right? It's fine. But I'm just saying natural selection doesn't exist anymore, because that person with a thyroid condition, yeah, you can get medication to help with it and get your stomach stapled or whatever the fuck you want to do to help with it. But that gene is still in you, and when you reproduce, you pass that gene on to your kids, and then they pass that gene. You know what I mean? So that gene is still prominent, and that's why, in my opinion, I haven't done any research on it, but I feel as if that is why a lot of these diseases or conditions or anything like that is more prominent now, is because it has been able to spread and continue on in the gene pool.
Okay.
Right? So that's what I'm saying about natural selection, is that just because 6 people died because they're retarded and didn't want to drink water, and they just stayed out in the sun and, woo, let's go sailing. You know, like, it doesn't mean survival of the fittest. It just means somebody made a poor choice.
Oh.
Is that one was a question?
That was a poor choice.
You know what I'm saying, though? So it's not exactly survival of the fittest or natural selection. It's just someone didn't take care of themselves and made a poor choice because they're fucking stupid or they were drinking or what. I don't know the story behind it.
Okay, so how does this sound? Nature took its course.
Well,
you didn't drink
that's what happens. You live. Hang on. You live. You're born. You eat. You shit. You die. That's nature. So nature took its course. Sure.
There. Everyone's happy there.
Why are we
What
still
I'm trying to
talking- why
say
are we
is
still
these people
talking
were
about
I
this?
don't know
fucking
how we got
stupid.
here.
Drink some water. It's not hard.
Yeah.
You drink from a puddle, for fuck's sake. I have a cat that does it outside the house all the goddamn day.
And it's still living.
I don't know
Thriving.
A million
Thriving.
years from now, they won't even need water. We will have
we'll be dead.
We will have evolved from that.
Maybe
supernova.
maybe our dependency on water will go away because
Our dependency on our memory might even go away.
yeah, well, it already has.
There you go.
I got contact. Everybody's got contacts in their phone. Nobody remembers phone numbers anymore.
I do.
Yeah, but when I say no, when people say, "Oh, nobody does this anymore," it's like it's not like nobody does it. It's just the general fucking population.
Natural selection.
Okay.
What's up, Kirsten? What's going on?
Yeah.
How's work?
I can leave.
What's going
if you
on?
want. That'd be
Honestly,
fun.
it's just work, and work is ridiculous.
What have you been doing outside of work?
Honestly, nothing. Like, I go home from work and I'm just so exhausted lately. Because, like, I was kind of dumb because when Vincent and I went on our trip, I didn't book an extra day off. So we got home at like 9 p.m.
But you did book an extra
I
day
woke
off.
up. No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
We-
'Cause you said, "I'm so glad I booked this extra day off."
Yeah, of driving. I thought we were going to come back Sunday night. We ended up coming back Monday.
My bad, kid.
And so we got home at like 9 p.m. I was up at 5 getting ready for work, and I didn't get any downtime or anything. So I've just been in this kind of like where I like can't just kind of get back up. But
What'd you guys do on your trip?
we actually had a lot of fun. We went up and met some internet friends, a couple of guys that we play one of our games with.
Neither you got murdered.
Yeah, we didn't get murdered. They were actually very nice.
Nice.
And yeah, so we met up with them and we spent a few nights in Edmonton. Vincent paid for my first lap dance at the strip club.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it
Whoa.
was a lot of fun. We like our friend Joey. He was like, "Oh, maybe we shouldn't go to the strip club." Yada, yada, yada. And we were like,
Like
"Ah."
a woman's
We
strip
were
club.
like, "Oh, yeah, like obviously."
Well, don't say obviously. Vincent paid for your lap dance.
With
I
a
just want to
woman.
make sure.
Yeah.
Well, how am I to know?
'Cause it's a strip club.
I saw the posters. They're pretty cool.
Yeah, I showed Keith my posts. But anyway, our friend Joey was like, oh, well, blah, 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 whatever. And we're like, no, dude, let's just fucking do it. And we get there, and all the girls are like, hi, Joey. Hi, Joey. And we're like,
That's why
I
you
was
didn't want to
like, you're
go.
a fucking regular. And this girl's up on stage, you know, and she's butt ass naked, and she's dancing. And Joey like looks at Vince, and he's like, I helped her move like 2 months ago. And we were like, what? Yeah, all these girls are just like, hi, Joey, how are you? And, you know, all up on him. And he's like, oh, these girls, I don't know any of them, I swear. We're like, you're so full of shit. But yeah, and we spent a few nights in Edmonton, and we went to the Rec Room, which is this huge, like, arcade.
It's fucking
so,
cool.
Yeah, it's so cool.
fucking
We
cool.
did axe throwing.
Yeah.
Holy shit, that was fun.
Yeah.
And yeah, and then we went up to Cougars Creek. It's about 10 minutes out of Jasper.
Nice.
And we went camping, and the woman that was there was kind of
what side of Jasper? On our side, or
Yes.
you put?
Yeah, our
Okay.
side. Yeah.
So not far from Athabasca Falls.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah, just out there. And so yeah, but the woman that was there was kind of a prick. And so we ended up only staying one night because she was like, you fucking kids are lying to me and you're deceiving me, because like I didn't call my credit card company saying I was going to be in Alberta. So when she tried to put the money through, it got denied. And she was like, you fucking kids are lying to me and
Hang
you're
on.
trying to deceive me.
Your
and
bank does that to you?
yeah, I'm with CIBC. I didn't know they did it either.
Ouch.
Yeah, and so, you know, like we were just around the fire, and we're
TD does that too, but then they call me and they go, hey, are you here? I go, yep. And they go, okay, thanks. And that's it.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool.
I pay extra money for them to do that.
yeah.
cool.
The only problem was this was like 10:30, like at night.
Oh, yeah.
And
They're
like
not going
we
to call you. They're
and
sleeping.
like we were all like 3/4 cut at this point, and you know, and then she's just like sitting like over a few campsites and just watching us, right? Because
Yeah.
and we were like, you know what, whatever. So we just packed up in the morning and we just went to Jasper for the day, and we ended up staying in what's it called, an overflow. So it was kind of shitty because like we got there late at night, just set up our tent, slept, took it all down, and went home.
Yeah.
So the last day was still fun, but you know, it was just like if the woman wasn't such a ass, we probably would have had a better time. But
Yeah.
I'm glad to be back though. That drive was, I was like, oh, 8 hours is fine. Oh my god,
It's fun.
my legs, my back, my everything. I was like, oh
Well,
my
when
god.
you can make it almost all on one tank, you're sitting down for a while.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
But no, we had a lot of fun. It was
Yeah,
a lot
it's
of fun.
good.
It's always good
That's
to get out.
awesome.
It's always good to get out.
Yeah, and so all of our friends from Edmonton too are going to be coming down for Vincent's birthday too. So
Nice. They're gonna be very underwhelmed with Regina, but
yeah, seriously. But yeah.
We don't have anything fun here.
no.
Yeah, no.
we don't
not
even
at
have
all.
a strip club.
That's
Yeah,
not
no.
even.
Well,
you know what?
not anymore.
If we did, I'd be there.
Yeah,
In
true.
a
Me
place
too.
like
We go
Regina,
together.
nobody gets overwhelmed because you can't get lost.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You go to a
seriously.
place like even Saskatoon. You get on Circle Drive, you're like, shit,
I
what the
don't know-
fuck?
Yeah,
there's so much to
Mm-hmm.
it. Here, you hop on Ring Road and you follow it all
But
the way to
that's
the other
Circle
side.
Drive, though.
Yeah.
That's exactly.
Yeah,
kind
no,
of
we get it,
Circle
but
Drive
it's
is.
a lot more complicated because
Yeah.
it's a lot bigger. Is what he's
Mhm.
saying.
They're like 4 to 5
And now,
lanes in
and
Edmonton.
now it
Yeah.
branches off into a bunch of different ways because of all the new bridges and shit.
Yeah, like when I'm driving in Edmonton, I don't necessarily get overwhelmed with it, but I'm just like, okay, I gotta fucking focus because I don't know where I am.
Yeah.
And this is literally 4, 5, 6 lanes wide, and I gotta be watching for my exit. Where the fuck is it? The middle lanes I gotta take? Is it
Yeah.
the fuck? Yeah. Who the
So
fuck
many
knows?
times I did that. I have to like floor it and cut in front of
Yeah.
someone because I'm in the exit only, and I'm like, oh fuck,
I'm
and I
like,
have to
fuck,
turn
it's
back.
Saskatchewan drivers.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
like our friend Chris, who we stayed with, is like right on the outskirts of Edmonton.
Yeah.
And so we had to, it was like a 15-minute drive to West Ed from his house.
Jeez.
But I mean, he didn't charge us anything, and you know, he was super cool with us, so that was good. We didn't have to pay the extra
Nice.
hotel fee or anything, but
When Curtis and I stayed in Edmonton for Metallica, we were, 3 blocks from the fucking mall?
Yep.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so yeah, we could have walked if we wanted to, but it's a lot of walking, especially when you walk to the mall, you walk around for 8 hours, and then you walk back. You don't want to fucking
3
do that.
blocks in there is a lot
Yeah.
less than 3 blocks here.
Yeah, sucks.
yeah,
I
seriously.
mean, sorry, it's a lot more than 3
Yeah.
blocks
Yeah.
here.
Yeah. Anyways,
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
so I kind of want to talk about how we are looking into expanding our
Name.
yeah, sure, it's expanding our name or
Yeah.
what we're doing.
So basically yesterday on the ride home, we went to DUMMER yesterday. It's been abandoned since 93, so you know all the houses are falling apart and it's kind of spooky or whatever. And on the drive back, I think we just kind of appointed me to the momager.
Yeah,
of
well, I
this
think
podcast.
you've kind of you've
You
kind of been
assumed.
you assumed the
Yeah.
roles you assumed the role since you talked to the guys that replay games.
Yeah, no, I'm not, honestly, I'm totally fine with it. Like, it's,
Yeah.
and so I'm pretty sure did I tell you this? I might have put it in the group chat, I don't remember, but I sent an email to the government house And so I said, like, we're wanting to inquire, see if we can spend a night. Like, we have a podcast. I said at max, we're going to have 6 people.
Yeah.
Government house?
Yeah, so the government house, it's haunted.
Where's this?
In Regina.
In Regina.
It's an old, like, government building.
Where is it?
Off of Vic, isn't it?
It's right next to Victoria Park, is it not? Near the courthouse?
Yeah, it's near the courthouse, I think.
Yeah. It's like that really big building with the valet out front. The only, like, fancy building we have in Regina.
Yeah, anyways, it's supposed to be haunted. And because last night, like you said, we went to Dummer, Saskatchewan, DUMMER. And, yeah, it's been abandoned since 93. And we were going there, we're like, oh, maybe we'll see some spooky shit. Or maybe just
4607 Dooney, by the way. Sorry to interrupt you. It's off of Dooney.
4607 Dooney. That's obviously Dooney West.
Uh,
Kind of no, not far from Dane's house then.
Yeah, not far from my house at all. It's like by Luther.
Yeah. Anyway, so so we're walking around this place and it's weird because the state that it was left in, like there were beds still in rooms, clothes still in closets, some shoes left, some like tax papers, and like it was weird because it looks like people just got up and fucking left.
Which is odd.
Very.
Just get up and leave.
Yeah. And we were looking up the history last night, and it seems as though there was three generations of families.
Yeah.
I don't want to say the name. I don't want to say. Okay. So well, I guess it's no secret. The Tullocks, the I guess the grandfather, I guess in this scenario, like he moved. Like he was the first resident. Him and his family were the first residents. Started to build up their house and do that kind of stuff. And then he had kids, and then his kids had kids, and then that third generation of people, his grandson was the last. Him and his family were the last people to leave.
Yeah.
But there was never really any reasoning listed online as to why they left. So. Hit us up in the comments if you know what the fuck happened in Dummer.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
seriously.
Yeah,
that's weird.
Yeah, and like I was saying to these guys yesterday, like I went out there with a couple of my friends from the local laser tag place, and because my friend Tia, she was super into the paranormal, and we always wanted to go to the haunted places, and she was obsessed with Dummer, so I was like, hell yeah, let's go one day, why not? And like going back yesterday, it just within a year, it was fucked. Like the houses were starting to fall apart. Like we went into
this one basement. We went into the school.
Yeah, I have a picture of it. Just
yeah,
right, I'll show
the floor in the basement is so heaved. Like one section of the concrete will be flat, and then the next piece will be 1.5 feet higher and just collapsed over top, and like everything is so.
Maybe that's
fucked.
why they left. They're like, "Fuck this place." Let's. Just...
Well, no, she said it was totally fine last year. But we're like, you got to think. There's 25 years of inactivity out there. Well, and then people going out and vandalizing shit, and I mean,
of course, right?
So that makes it tough to figure out what the fuck happened out there.
All that asbestos.
Yeah.
And then all the poop too.
Yeah.
There was poop in like drawers and then corners of the rooms, and
I have a theory.
See,
yeah, I
got a theory.
I have a theory
about miracles.
All that poo. I was talking to Keith about this today. We first looked there, we're like, oh god, that's person poo.
it didn't look like animal poop at all.
Didn't.
No.
But here's the thing. No sane person would go back to that just open quarter when there's open field and there's open things everywhere. An animal, however, goes back due to the familiar scent, due to the familiar territory, due to everything. That's what makes me think doggo.
Okay, hang on, but think about this now.
Dog meat.
Hang on.
Bork.
I have a favorite bathroom in my house, and I'll always go to that bathroom to shit. You know what I mean? Familiar territory. We're animals. We're creatures of habit. When you go to, let's say, an auditorium once a week because you're going to a seminar for class or whatever, you always want to sit in the same spot beside the same people. We're creatures of habit as well, and that did not look like animal poop.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely not. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying there's a counter side to that.
We need to go back and grab a sample and find out.
Yep, grab a sample.
Find out if
But
Keith's-
anyways, it's not about the poop.
it is. There's so much.
But
I've never been so overwhelmed by the amount of shit I've seen in my life. And I worked at a pet store.
Yeah, there's a lot.
There was a lot of poo in both of those places, but I think Dummer
almost,
wins.
Almost 25 years worth of poop.
That's a lot of poop.
That's odd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Dude,
you were
like-
saying last year, Kirsten, when you went, that what building was it that someone was staying in
The one with all the feces in it.
with the poop in?
Yeah.
They were staying in the basement.
I don't know if it was the basement
Oh.
or the main area, because when we went there too, like there was like a sleeping bag, but then like I don't see, that's the thing. It was a year ago, so I don't really remember. But like there was also a sleeping bag in one of the other houses. So I don't want to be like, oh, it was the same sleeping bag, because I have
Right.
I have no idea, right? But
Yeah.
and like I said, like when we went there last year, we went in, because you know how we came from the end of the building, right? We walked all the way through.
Yep.
We started on the opposite side of where
Yeah,
we started.
where we exited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we came in the closest way, and we heard something take off the other side.
Yeah.
It could have been an animal.
Did it
Could have
sound?
been a person.
Yeah.
It was just loud and like, "Dur-dur-dur-dur," and so we were like, oh, fuck. And we kind of,
Yeah.
we're like, okay, let's kind of regroup here.
Get the
and
fuck
then,
out of here.
yeah, and then we sent the one guy, and then we were like, go, if he gets eaten, it's fine. And so he went in there, and he checked it out, and he's like, and he checked the basement and everything, and he's like, oh, there's no one here. And he's like, but there's a lot of shit, like, human, or at least that's what we figured, right?
It looked human.
Yeah, and then yeah, we all went in there and we looked around, and like it was like there was some that was kind of fresh.
Yeah.
Like I mean, I'm no expert, so I don't know how fresh, but like, and I don't know, like why would someone pick there? That's the thing that like we couldn't figure out when my friends and I went out there. Like what? And I know that sounds rude, but
Yeah,
like,
but why
you know what I
dumber?
mean? Like,
Why the fuck? Yeah.
I'm gonna go to Dummer. I gotta take a shit.
hour and a half drive
That's
just to take a
odd.
shit.
Yeah.
So what's the story with the government house?
I
Can you
came up with
finish
Oh.
what you were talking about before. You sent the email asking.
Oh
me
yeah,
to
sorry.
go-
Oh, yeah.
So it stemmed from this. We were hoping to maybe see something spooky or feel some energy out there, you know, because whatever. But it kind of stemmed from that, and we were talking about it on the way home,
Oh,
and we were thinking like, where are some spooky fucking places that are supposed to be, you know, haunted or whatever in Saskatchewan that we could, you know,
Mhm.
go and visit or hang out and see if we can find something, or because you know all these ghost shows, they're
Are we gonna
terrible.
film it?
Yeah, well, it takes some like
I got my camera.
I found, well, yeah, you got your camera. I found something online for pretty cheap that we can get, like an EVP recorder and a thermal vision thing you plug into the bottom of your iPhone, and you can get like thermal
Real?
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, man, and it's actually made by like FLIR, like the infrared imaging
Wow.
guys. Yeah, but I mean, it would be pretty cheap to start up. All we got to do is take I got a little condenser microphone you can plug into your phone, so we can get decent audio quality.
I'm not fucking with Ouija boards.
no,
No,
fuck no. We're not doing that
You
kind of shit.
already did. I'm not
Yeah.
doing
And
that.
I-
Yeah, we're not
We'll
doing
do
that
it
shit. No, it's
Yeah.
it's more of, I don't know. It's more of experiencing that.
I'm getting.
It's more of
scared.
it's more of experiencing that spooky kind of thing, and
Spoo.
whoa,
Yeah.
spooky ghost. But actually, maybe I don't know. Maybe we'll see something. Maybe we won't, or maybe
And-
we'll be like, "There's fucking."
You think
nothing
about
here.
okay, from past experience, you think of it as you go looking for something, you might not find it.
right?
Yeah. And the thing is too, Dane, just sorry to interrupt you, but just to like kind of calm yourself too, because like when we were discussing this yesterday, I was like, if shit starts going sideways, I'm not staying.
Mm-hmm.
And so I put in my email, I was like, if you do allow us to stay, and I said we'd pay for our stay, yada yada yada, because they do ghost tours and stuff, but it's like during like
In
noon.
like a group of 30
noon.
Yeah,
people,
and it's like 9 a.m. Like it's not scary
like,
or anything.
oh, the
But I
lady in a
said-
dress walks down these stairs at
Some
this
guy
time
in-
of night. It's like, well, we're not here at this time of night, and you're like,
Yeah.
big fucking deal.
Yeah, and I said in my email, I was like, we're gonna have to need access to leave. Like I'm not staying if shit goes
Yeah.
sideways. Like if I'm to the point where I'm crying and I can't take anymore, I'm not staying.
Right.
I'm already
And
haunted, so
so-
I don't give a shit.
And sorry, Dane. So continue.
Yeah, I can't remember where I was because
You were talking about-
that's cool.
Looking
Yeah.
for what? Looking for
You
something
go
that we're
looking
not
for
gonna
shit.
find.
You may not find anything.
Right.
But it'd be a cool experience.
Yeah.
Regardless, I mean,
what you
I used to go looking for shit all the time, and I've had a couple of experiences. And you think about the scariest movie you've ever seen,
Yeah.
and how bad it fucked you up when you went to bed. For how long?
Yeah.
You never forget.
Right.
That's something you never forget, and that feeling never goes away.
Right.
So, for me, it'd have to be controlled.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
We need a way out, and no voodoo.
No,
No,
never.
no
access
outsource.
to the other side.
No
None-
outsources.
If there's any of that, I'm out.
the most we would
Oh, yeah,
do.
me
The
too,
most we
Dave.
would do is verbally communicate, and that's
Because
it.
I Ouija
Or
board.
attempt to.
I've Ouija board many times,
No, I'll never do it.
and
Because you're stupid.
It's fucked.
We're not gonna fuck with shit like that.
Yeah, and see,
We're not looking for demonic activity or anything like
Yeah.
that. We're simply just
I got my own problems.
Experiencing
I don't need demons problems too.
Do you remember I told
then
that
convert-
story at your guys'
for
cabin
Fort Sand.
about when I was at Fort Sam with the Ouija board, and I told the story, and I'm like, I had no idea what it meant, so it was
Yeah,
like
'cause-
fucking nothing. And
Yeah.
then your mom was like, the blue man. I'm like,
Yeah, because you said the Ouija board just kept saying
I got
blue,
chills.
blue, blue,
yeah, and I'm
blue.
like, this is bullshit. What the fuck is this? And your mom was like, the blue man. He's the janitor that strangled people in their sleep. I was like, that's it.
Going home.
I wasn't able to sleep then. I'm definitely not gonna be able to
Yeah.
sleep now.
Right.
I'm not driving that way.
right.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't want to do it if it's like one or two of us because that
That's-
would be even worse. But I
yeah.
think in a group we'd be
It would be okay.
Yeah,
I mean,
and
we'd
see-
be able to entertain
And that's
each
why
other.
I'm sitting here going, you know what? Yeah, let's do it. I'm going in with no expectations though.
right.
In my mind right now, we're not gonna see what we want to see.
We're not going to see anything.
And
But
that
I mean-
way, if something happens, I go, oh god.
oh my god.
Yeah. And see, I'm looking up the quote unquote hauntings, right?
Yeah.
And I actually know someone who used to work there. It was my grandpa's brother, so I don't actually know him, but you know,
Yeah.
somewhere down the line.
He's a great uncle.
And yeah,
He's a good guy.
He's a good guy. But he worked at the government house, and he was just just janitorial duties, and he would be vacuuming,
Was he blue?
and the vacuum would become unplugged. And he'd be like, "Oh shit, I went too far. Plug it
Yeah.
back in," and it would unplug. And he's like, "Okay, I'm the only one here. What the hell's going on?" And he tied it around the foot of a table, or on the leg of a table. And he's like, "If I go too far, I'm gonna
I'll
move the
hit the table."
table before." And it,
See, it's not to me.
The ghost is an asshole.
Now, I'm not saying he's full of shit because
Yeah.
it obviously came out of the plug because he'd know that.
yeah,
Old fucking buildings typically have old fucking electrical and it's super, super loose and
Grandpa's
it'll
house.
just fall. Yeah, Grandpa's house.
Yeah.
My house.
And it'll just
yeah,
fall out.
seriously,
But if he was experiencing that sort of shit, he'd probably pay attention to whether or not it was tight enough of a hole. He's like, you
Yeah.
know what I mean? Yeah.
yeah. And then it just says here, over the years, staff has had strange occurrences, yada, yada, yada. Doors have been said to open and close repeatedly with no one around. Sound
Cool.
of crying babies, laughing children. Others have
Hey, why-
claimed,
why kids
others
at a
have
government
claimed
house?
to see eerie faces next to theirs when looking into
Maybe he's
mirrors.
built in a graveyard.
Oh, fuck that. I hate mirrors.
You know,
You ever
just-
watch that? You ever watch that movie
Yeah,
Mirrors?
I
with Peter-
didn't even look. I didn't look in a mirror for like 2 years.
I know.
I was like,
Yeah.
nope. I'm good.
Avoid eye contact with yourself. Don't look in taps. Don't look in doorknobs.
Yeah,
Now
I-
I'm gonna have another week of that.
messed me up so
Yeah,
bad.
fuck
Yeah.
that.
They can't get.
Did they
you
get
through
back to you?
means.
To me.
No, it said they try to get back within 5 to 7 business days.
So, like, probably next
mid
week or the
next
week after.
So
yeah.
was this? Did you just email like a book a tour?
Last night. No,
Uh,
we emailed to like, hey, can we
Yeah,
stay
like
the
the
night?
actual.
Like to whom it may concern?
Yeah, basically.
Well, like, they're contact us on their website.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and then it just says one particular apparition is known as Howie,
So, Howard.
believed to be the former
No deal,
cook
Howie.
of the
Sorry.
lieutenant governor,
Howie Mendo.
whoever. Many people believe that the ghost roams the house. His footsteps are often heard shuffling through the halls. He has a say in the interior. He used to have a say in the interior decorating. Witnesses have inexplicably found objects shifted or moved from one room to another.
Weird.
And it says too, like alleged, haunting,
Yeah,
right? Because no
Bullshit,
one
Grandpa.
knows.
That-
Was that another fart?
That was another question.
Bullshit,
Was
Grandpa.
that a fear fart?
Fear fart. Hi, welcome to FF. Not Fear Factor.
Fear farts.
Fear farts.
Hi, I'm Joe Rogan. Welcome to Fear Farts.
Yeah.
Oh.
Anyways.
But no, I'm the same way as you, Dane. Like we're not fucking with anything.
No.
Yeah,
Like-
I'm not sitting
Fuck
here saying
no.
like this is gonna be stupid. I'm so cool. I'm sitting here like the reason I'm sitting here going I'm not expecting these because if I go and expect something I know I'm not gonna get what I want.
Yeah.
If I go in literally saying like I don't have a feeling we're not gonna see anything, and then it's like oh god, there's a guy in front of me, then that's better,
Right.
right? I'm doing it to have more fun, even though
I think that'd be cool, you know. And then hang on, like every 5 episodes, we have a segment where it's something scary,
Right.
Or we could start
What-
something like that.
What do we call it? The part-timers paranormal investigators.
part-timers paranormal investigation.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Start a channel on YouTube.
Paranormal part time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
part-time paranormal.
Right.
PGP.
PGP.
We already upload to YouTube. All we have to do is throw some
Yeah.
film in, but that takes so long to edit,
Yeah.
and we don't have the skills.
Yeah.
Breton.
Breton.
I don't even know.
Get
if he
over
has skills.
here.
Oh, it says that the one, because it says, see, I I don't know how much I trust this because it's also global news reporting on the spooky haunted Regina places or whatever.
Yeah, any news reporting on it is
Yeah,
kind of
exactly. Kind of amp it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Fake news.
And it says that one of the more aggressive spirits is the original building manager named James Strathty. He was involved in a car crash in the 1930s and began suffering from depression prior to or after the accident, and he eventually shot himself in the building.
Oh shit.
I don't like that.
I don't either.
I'm out.
I don't want to take away from this, but we're at our 30-minute mark.
Oh gosh.
And I just want to introduce a new segment called An Artistic Reading with Curtis.
Okay.
So take it away, Curtis, for your artistic reading.
You
and we'll get
guys
back
are
into it.
you guys are ready to go?
Yeah.
'Cause this one is.
No, like ASMR, give it to us nice.
I
Yeah.
know. I just
Right,
have to get ready.
right
I
close,
gotta get-
no pop filter.
I know.
Nice and quiet.
Oh, nice. No pop filter.
Nice and quiet.
Right up against.
There you go.
Hi, my name is Curtis O'Reilly, and I'm now going to give you artistic reading from a lovely lady out in the UK or Sweden or soft or whatever the hell it is.
No, I was saying speak softer.
Oh,
That's
shit.
Softer UK.
Her name is Softer.
Her name is Softer.
Softer.
Come with me, honey. Oh, I'm your sweet sugar candy man. Run like the wind. Fly with me to Bounty Land. Oh, bite me. I'm yours. If you're hungry, please understand. This is the end of the sweet sugar candy man.
Beautiful. Lovely.
I wish that I were a bubble yum,
A bubble yum.
chewing on me baby all day long. I will be begging for sweet delight until you say that I am yours tonight.
Beautiful.
That was
Curtis.
unsettling.
That was
Beautiful,
good.
very
unsettling.
That
I
was
feel
really good.
unsettled.
You said
Let's-
bubble yum, and I lost
that's
it.
that's the fucking lyric.
Thought it was bubble
let's give
gum.
credit to the artist.
Thanks, Aqua.
Aqua.
This is my favorite
Where
song.
are they, where are they from?
Denmark.
Denmark, yeah.
Yeah.
What did I say? UK? I was
Well,
way
no,
off.
you-
Softer
They're
UK.
somewhere over there.
Yeah, they're from
Softer.
Softer.
Softer, United
Softer. I
Kingdom.
was like, where the fuck?
Wherever the fuck Softer
Well,
is.
like, you know, when people do ask me, they're like, hey, guys.
Yeah.
And they,
It's free real estate.
That sounded perfect, Curtis.
oh, God.
Oh man,
That was awesome.
that was beautiful.
Okay, but.
Good one. Anyway, so that was artistic readings with Curtis.
Yay, round of applause.
Artistic readings with Curtis.
Artistic.
Readings with
Curtis.
Curtis.
Mm.
Okay,
It's
so let's
Chucky
get back into
Spooks.
let's get back into spooks. No,
Oh, what time is it at?
that's okay. We didn't mean it like that. We're talking about
Well, it's
spooky
too late
ghosts.
now because now we just pointed it out.
Doesn't matter. Okay.
It does.
Nope.
We're talking about ghouls. Ghouly ghosts.
Ghouly ghosts. So yeah, we were talking about the guy who shot himself in the building.
Bang.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it just said that it's one of the more aggressive.
Well, he can rate me
Spirits?
anytime he wants.
Like, it just said.
Ghost.
And like I said, like, I don't know how. Like you said, like, with
How
global or any
how
news.
legit any of it is. A lot
Yeah,
of it's probably
'cause
blown up. and-
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know exactly.
Yeah.
And it didn't say anything else on the other website that I was on, so
Right.
who
Yeah.
who knows? But it really would be something that I'd be down to do, but there's got to be, like Dane said, it has to be controlled.
And planned. Yeah,
Yeah.
all we gotta do is plan it out, make sure we got everything we need,
Yeah.
and we have a plan in place just in case something does happen.
Yeah.
Because shit happens. You know, you gotta hope for the best, plan for the worst.
Yeah, and
Right?
see, like, personally, like, I've always feared that kind of, like, you know, like, the paranormal or whatever, and I've
Yeah,
never
spook.
really dove into it
Right.
because I don't really want to know, you
Yeah,
know?
right.
But I'm, like, intrigued, but I don't really want to
I'm at that
fuck
age
with
now
anything.
where, like I said, I kind of feel to myself, I'm like, you know what? It's fuck it.
Yeah.
Just do it now. Rather than when I'm in my 50s, I leave my family of 3, I leave my family of 4 and just go, I'm going to go hunt ghosts now. Leave my career behind and become tapped.
Spend $20,000 on ghost recording equipment,
And it's all just...
a
Your own
van,
van.
a big van.
Taps that ass.
Oh, it's running down my leg. It's warm and it's moist. What is it?
Please don't eat my ass, spirits.
Yeah. No, I don't know. And like I said, I'm already haunted, so I got shit all loose.
Right.
If speaking of haunted, this is really up to you guys, but I think it would be fun.
No, I'm not playing with the Ouija board.
No, God, no, never. What is the weirdest experience you've ever had that you cannot explain.
Ooh, good
Not
one.
exactly like, oh,
Good
I
one.
saw a ghost and he touched my ass.
I
or
saw a
anything, but, like-
ghost.
But like just the weirdest experience you've had that you genuinely cannot explain.
Who's
Yeah.
going first?
Yep.
Kurt.
Curtis, go.
Weirdest. Not all the weird ones.
Not like,
Your
oh, I
weirdest.
saw a ghost. Like just
The weirdest
The weirdest
would
one.
have to be the day we were leaving Lakon Street and I did dishes for the last time. Mom was upstairs. It's when Mom was a little bit heavier than she is now because she lost. a
What
shit
does
ton
that
of
have to do
weight.
with the story?
Just it plays in. Just
Okay.
shut up.
I'm sorry.
So I'm doing dishes in the kitchen. I'm doing dishes in the kitchen, and I just finished drying. And on my shoulder, I felt a hand grab my shoulder and then do it like it was pinky to index, just like placed on my shoulder. And I turned around, no one was there. So I was like, "Aha, Mom, that's funny. Yeah, you ran away." But I was like, "Hang on, Mom's not that fast. What the fuck happened?" But I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
A fucking hand was placed on my shoulder as
Big.
if someone just grabbed my shoulder.
Big fucking hand.
Big fucking hand.
fucking hands.
I would say that's the weirdest one because I felt it, but I could also been having
Did you
a
call?
stroke.
Did you call out to Mom and be
Yeah,
like,
and she's like, "What do you want?" And I was like, "Oh, you're upstairs."
and no one else was home?
No, you guys were gone.
That's pretty
Do
weird.
whatever you guys do.
And it wasn't like a soft touch. You're like, oh, I think someone touched
No,
me.
it was like a full on like my shoulder dipped.
Oh
Like
shit.
someone like fucking but, oh
Weird.
gripped me. Yeah. Doesn't
pretty
sound
weird.
that spooky
That's
or
pretty weird.
I've
Yeah.
heard that story many times.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hate it.
I hate you. So you're an
Da-
actual dumbass.
Dane, you
And
got
I'm coming.
I hate you.
I have many. As far as weird goes, I don't know. I've had reoccurring dreams that are fucked up. I've had sleep paralysis one too many times. That's fucked up. But as far as
Like the weirdest one you can't explain that you're like, this is fucking real and I don't know what happened.
I had 3 identical scratches across my back from my left shoulder down to my right hip.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, I can't explain that either.
Deep.
Really?
Bad.
Really?
How deep?
It was, I got in the shower that morning
Too
and
deep.
I'm like, ugh. Like, what the fuck? That fucking burns. And then I looked in the mirror and I had 3 scratches and I was like,
Like draw blood scratch?
mm-hmm.
Jesus.
And I remember going to Mom's and I was like, check this out. And I pulled, she's like, what happened? And I went all the way up. She's like, what the fuck happened? I was like, I don't know. I woke up and I'm all sudden, and I was by myself.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's going to do that to me.
Did you have a dream of them that night?
Nope.
That's impressive. You
That
can
I
reach your
don't
entire
remember.
back. Did it look like one smooth fucking
Yeah,
thing?
like someone like that to me.
Oh,
like
okay.
across, like my shoulder
Oh,
down
that
my
gave
right
me
hip.
chills. I didn't like
and
that
it
one.
like started here and ended at the bottom, like
Oh.
right
Like
here, and
all
like
down your
down and
back.
like around.
Weird.
And it was 3 perfect,
Trying
like
to cut your
identical.
ass.
Ugh.
And I could never explain it. I
Mhm.
don't know where it came from. There's no blood on my bed or anything like that. It's just like they were like, you know, when you get scratched and it swells and
Yeah.
it's still bleeding. That's what it looked like. It
That's
was
fucking weird.
yeah.
Aliens.
Ask Mom. It was fucking weird. And like I
You
said,
looked around your room, nothing you could have dragged yourself on?
that
or-
to make 3 perfect scratches like that.
That's fucked
And is
up.
was this at your new house?
No, this is when I moved out for the very first time.
Oh, the place with the cross in the
the
basement.
place with the cross built into the wall.
Jesus.
That should have been
Yeah.
the first time.
Like
the
the
cross
like the wood pattern. It was like it was meant to look like a log cabin style, but then you close the door. Behind the door, there's a cross built into the wall, and the cross is perfect, and then everything else was angled, and it was meant to look like that.
Weird.
Weird.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was so out of place. It wasn't even funny.
Yeah, it was odd.
Weird.
I covered it with a poster, but
And,
Yeah,
and
I
there's a little
would've.
midget
I
door,
would.
too.
I would've.
There's a little midget door near the cross too.
yeah, it was weird.
Mm.
That's
Yeah, I
weird.
That's
don't like
that I can't explain that.
I haven't had anything quite like that, but I was in high school, maybe grade 11, grade 12, and
Ooh, spooky!
High
Oh god,
High
that's
school
When, that's when Keith had long hair.
yeah. But anyways, I came home after school and nobody was home.
Like
I think, huh?
Lakon?
Yeah.
Well, there's the
I
first thing.
Dad was at work, obviously. You guys were still at school or fucking doing whatever you were doing. And Mom, I don't know where she was. She was probably at work. And the dogs were outside.
Bork.
And the cat was running around, and
Yeah.
she was a little bitch sometimes. So I locked her up. And yeah, like there was, for me, guaranteed nobody else or nothing else in the house that could do what I'm about to describe. So, anyways, I'm upstairs on the computer. I'm doing a class fucking project or whatever. And I'm like, I got it. Shit. So we had this pull-out keyboard from under the desk, and it was pulled out. And I'm like, okay. So I rolled the chair back, and I left the chair rolled back. I went in the bathroom, which
The
is
only thing
literally
that pulls out in this house is the keyboard.
right.
Oh my god.
So anyways, I rolled the chair back, left the keyboard pulled out, and I went around the corner to the next room, which was the bathroom. And I was taking a shit. I don't think I was on my phone at the time because I didn't have a phone that.
Palm Trio.
No. Yeah.
Anyway.
Anyways, regardless. Sorry. So I'm in there, and all of a sudden I hear the chair violently roll the 8 feet away that it was away from the
Bullshit.
desk.
Hang on.
Hang on, listen to this. Just
Time out,
listen.
let him finish and then
It
you-
violently rolled. It started to gently roll, and then it violently picked up speed, slammed that rollout keyboard, slammed it in, and slammed and jammed itself under the desk.
Hang on.
Hang on. And I'm like, what in sweet fuck?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, nothing's here. The house isn't that angled. I'm like, the
You
cat's
could-
locked
you
up.
could
The
have been
dogs
like,
are
did
outside.
Dad come home pissed off? that
Exactly.
you know what I mean?
Exactly. But I didn't hear anybody walking around. All that happened was that chair rolled. Okay. So I'm in the bathroom still, and I'm finished, but I don't want to get out.
Oh yeah.
So
I
I called Mom, and she was at work. I said, "Oh, so I said you're not home. You're not coming home." She's like, "No, why?" I'm like, "I'll tell you later." So I made sure. I got out of the bathroom, and I looked, and the chair was like the arms were just dug underneath
Jesus.
the desk.
Like it was.
So like it was jammed in there. So I'm like, fuck. So
Yeah.
I went back downstairs. I'm like, okay, maybe the cat got out and she was a little cunt or whatever, but I didn't hear her running regardless. So she was still locked up. I'm like, the dogs are outside. I'm like, yeah, the fucking dogs are outside. I'm like, all the doors are locked. No vehicles are here except for mine. I'm like, I said, nobody is here.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I literally started looking at the floor. I'm like, the floor's not that, it's not angled. Said, if anything, it's angled to where I fucking left the chair. Said, this is fucked up, and I kind of just left it alone.
Mm-hmm.
So hang on. That happened to you too,
2?
as well?
Yeah, I guess. Did it happen to you?
I used to hear that keyboard slide open all the time.
But I mean,
When I
like,
was in my room, I'd be alone, but I'd hear it
Slide out.
Slide
there
out.
were a few differences between you and me.
Okay.
Yours stuck, mine fucking bashed and then rolled onto the floor.
Rolled onto the floor.
Well, like
Like
it tipped over.
The chair tipped over.
Yeah. Mom was home.
The house was weird.
Mom was
I've
home.
heard stories.
Doggos were outside. Bork.
Bork.
Charlotte was in my lap. I was playing games in my room. You guys weren't home. Dad was at work. And the fucking big bang computer chair fell over. And I was like, oh, Mom, you all right? And I thought that was you. I was like, no, I thought I was you.
And
So
that was
I
that
looked.
that was that computer chair that we still have at the shop.
Yeah.
The blue one.
Yeah. Smashed it into the fucking thing. The
That
thing
thing's
was
a
pushed in.
tank.
The thing fell over. Yeah.
That thing still works perfect.
That thing's a
That
tank.
thing's
Yeah.
a good chair.
Anyways,
that's a
that's-
good sword.
That's fucked.
Yeah, no, ask Mom. That's a true story.
I don't want to take away from Kirsten Bell to tell her story, but I remember you telling the story about when the fingers touched your shoulder, that they felt like long fingers.
Yep.
That they
Yep.
wrapped around
Not-
your shoulder.
Yeah, not like fucking like
Like a big, like long, slender, or big, like a big,
Long,
big
slender.
dude,
yeah, like long,
long and slender,
long,
fucking-
slender.
like uncomfortably slender.
like a woman's hand.
Just
Okay, sorry.
I had a dream within the last couple weeks that we left there that you know how my no bed frame have an ass.
Yeah.
You know where my mattress was tucked into the left corner
Yes.
in my room? And then I had the mirror the mirror closet doors.
Yes.
The way the light would shine, the moon would shine in my room at night. It was like my room was blue, right?
Yeah, right.
So, and it was a dream. I say it was a dream because there's no other way this could have happened. I was staring, like I opened my eyes and I saw something standing there,
and
In the mirror.
it was tall, like a Slender Man type thing.
Only in the mirror?
It was in that direction.
Okay.
I'm just trying to
Okay.
paint the picture. So it was in that direction, and it had like no hair, like round head, whatever.
Like Slenderman.
Yeah, slim shoulders, like not very broad, but slim, and its arms were out, and it had long fucking fingers.
Like, yeah,
Chills.
yeah.
Chills.
Yeah, I got chills.
Like not like
When he told the story-
not like Andre the Giant grabbing my face. I mean, like legitimately, like uncomfortably long, like probably like right fucking
Yeah,
here.
and this thing
Bomb,
had-
it's back here, and it like.
And I'm like, ah, fuck, I'm dreaming. Closed my eyes, laid my head back. It was gone.
That's a weird thing to feel, especially like if it's
It was.
So when he told me, I was like, I had a fucking dream about something with long fingers in that house.
Yep. Like, pinky, ring, middle thing. Like,
Yeah.
Like his place.
like playing a
Not
piano.
Like, I don't mean like a
Like playing a
then when
piano.
you're like ding, and gone. Like I mean like
Yeah,
and then
and
grasp.
grab.
Like
And
you
then
ever
grasp,
seen
it's like,
pictures with people with long fingernails?
Yeah.
That's literally what it
Imagine
looks like.
that, but
Like,
fingers.
just like where
You know that thing in
black.
Resident Evil
All I
with
was
the
a
big
black
middle
figure.
finger?
Had no face. Wasn't wearing any clothes. Like it was just black. That's all the figure I saw, and it long fingers, side like standing on its side, like awkwardly.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Yep.
So when he told me that happened, I was like, "That's weird." And he's like, "Yeah, the fingers felt really long." I'm like, "Oh,
Oh no.
uncomfortable."
Yeah.
It's 5 wangs on my shoulders. What it
But
was.
yeah, I just remembered.
Yep.
Yeah, I've heard so many stories about that house, and like I drive by like
There's
when.
probably a new one every time you're here. Sorry to interrupt.
No, that's okay. But like even when Vincent still lived with his mom, like I would drive by that house,
Yeah.
and I would
You
like
just feel weird.
and that's the thing. Like I don't know if it's because I've heard all the stories and just how you guys were so freaked out by the house or
Just
whatever. But like
subconscious
I don't even look at the windows. I kind of just look at the door. The door. And the
I'm
fence.
always afraid I'll see something if I'm looking
Yeah.
at
I
those fucking
and
windows.
I just even when I'm driving by, I'm just like I get clammy. I just get like, ugh, and I just drive on by.
Yeah.
Like the one time that I took the picture, and I sent it to you guys, and I was like, oh, look how tall the trees have grown. I swear to fucking God, there was something in that photo.
Can you find that photo?
I didn't save it, no.
Oh.
Cause like I could have been dreaming too, but like I took it and I was like,
are you
huh?
talking like second story?
Yeah, it's the second story top left. So I
Like
believe
Mom
that
and
was your
Dad's
room.
bedroom.
Like,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Like, was it taller?
That's the thing. Like I was like, oh
Do you
look, it's
remember?
Lake Street, chick, and I was like, wait a
So I
minute.
remember one time. Again, I was home alone. It could have been a dream. It was late at night. You guys were doing whatever you guys do because I was a kid. You guys were in your 20s. Mom was night shift.
Right.
Or you guys were sleeping, one of the two. Either way, I was the only one that was awake. And Mom and Dad used to have the clapper that would fucking just turn on and turn off whenever because it was a piece of shit.
Right.
Clapper?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
And then the lights turn on or turn off or
but,
whatever.
but then I turned it to the knocker because that's the only way it would work.
Yeah.
And then Dad would be sleeping and Mom would be clapping, and then that's a whole escapade in itself. Anyways, I remember going to the bathroom. Mom and Dad were gone. Dad was out of town. Mom was nights or whatever.
What is it
And
with
again,
people going to the bathroom in that house?
Because it's the second floor,
Oh, right.
right?
Who takes a shit, honestly? It's gotta be fake.
Anyways.
So I'm heading to the bathroom. And at the corner of my eye, again, the light was on. And I'm like, oh, Mom and Dad left their light on. So I go to turn into the room, and I swear to fucking God, I saw something standing right there and walk. Because Mom's side of the bed was the far side, right?
Hers
And Dad
like
was closest
Yes.
to the door.
Yes.
Yes. So there was something. And do you know how when their bed was facing east-west?
Yes.
There was something that walked in front of the bed to Mom's side of the bed. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to leave that light on and just go back to bed.
Ugh,
Never told Mom that because,
didn't want to scare her.
Because, yeah. What
Oh.
if she fucking sleeps in there? There were
Yeah.
a few things that I never really said
See-
anything about.
Yeah.
You see,
Because I was just like,
You and
I was
Dane-
like,
you
no
and
one's going to
Dane-
believe me.
you and Dane seem to have. I don't want to call it an overactive.
sensitivity.
Yeah, let's say a hypersensitivity, whatever. You guys seem to have more of a attuned sensitivity to that kind of stuff. Like, I mean, I've had the one weird experience, and then apparently when I was a kid, I used to see somebody in the basement, but I don't
Yeah,
remember. I don't
me
remember
too.
that. I don't remember that. But
Which is odd. That's odd.
The one
What?
story.
Two different stories 3 years apart.
yeah,
Yeah.
Two same story,
Yes.
3 years apart from kids who can't even fucking make things up to save their life.
right.
See, like with me, I've only I only really started experiencing things when I moved out into
Yeah.
my current house that I was in. The only one that I had at my parents' house was like I was sleeping in the basement once because Curtis and I used to play Resident Evil all night or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know exactly
Yeah.
what you're talking about. I remember this.
Yeah. And I was sleeping on the couch, and like in our basement we have that tiny little window, but we just put a pillow in there. You know how our basement is, right? You go down the 4 steps, and it's the big open concept.
Yeah.
Around the corner was
Oh,
the bar.
and then there's the one window up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was sleeping on the couch, so if you're looking at our basement, right, we had our 2 computers, the couch and the TV was in the corner. And I was sleeping on the couch, and I woke up randomly. It's pitch black. I can't fucking see anything. And so I'm like, oh, this is peaceful. This is nice. And I stretched, and I snapped my finger. Just because it helps crack my wrist.
You used to do that all the time.
Yeah, I used to do that all the time. And I'm laying there, and from the far right corner, I hear, and I'm laying there.
Just in the middle of the night?
Like, I don't even know what time it was. I just woke
Okay.
up randomly.
Okay.
And I'm laying there, and right back at me. And I'm laying there, and like I'm like half asleep, half awake, and then I was like, holy fuck. Like, what I'm hearing, like, I'm hearing. And like my head was this way. Oh jeez. My head's this way. I heard it from that far right corner, just at the corner of the bar. And I was like, I'm gonna look up, and I'm gonna look at what's over there.
Yeah.
But I like went to move, and I just froze. Like,
you don't
just-
want to see what it was.
I just froze,
Yeah.
and I just put my head back down, put the blanket over my head, and I went back to bed.
I wouldn't be able to fall asleep.
And then I never had anything like that happen ever again.
See, I used to sleep like in a cocoon.
Yeah.
I used to grab my blanket. I mean, literally,
Yeah,
I would.
suck sleeping in the same room as him. He'd always steal the blanket.
Yeah.
Thank God that waterbed was heated.
I would tuck the blanket under my feet at the base, under my fucking head, and then I would like literally like you're wrapping an enchilada or something.
Yeah.
So under my feet, under my head, I would roll to the right, tuck it as tight as I could
Yeah.
that way, roll to the left, tuck it as tight as I could, and then I go to sleep. I'd probably end up falling asleep because I'm breathing too much of my own air. So I did this because when I was a kid, I would have these recurring nightmares, and this one was so prevalent and it felt so real. I don't recall dreaming. I felt like this was real.
Yeah.
So anyways, I got up out of bed. I was thirsty. I went to go get a drink. I got a drink of water. I'm like, fuck, what time is it? I checked the time on the microwave. I don't remember what time it was. I think it was blinking 12 o'clock. Like, because I think it was a thunderstorm, power went out. It
Yeah.
was blinking 12 o'clock. I went to go turn away, to walk away, and I couldn't move. I couldn't take a step. I was fucking stuck. I couldn't move my arms. I couldn't move my head. I was just looking around like
His eyes.
something. It felt like something grabbed me, but not hands. Just something that enveloped my body, and I couldn't fucking move. And immediately, as soon as I could move, I went to mom and dad's room, and I told them I was scared because of the thunderstorm. I need to sleep with them, so I slept with them. And I woke up, and I was with them. So to me, I don't know. Obviously, I probably sleepwalked, but I had recurring nightmares of something grabbing me and me not being able to move, or I'm in my bed and something's holding me down. But again, it doesn't feel like hands. It doesn't feel like somebody's holding me there, and I
It's
can move
just-
some stuff. It just feels like
You're
I
clamped.
can't fucking move my body.
So it seems like all 3 of us had a dream like that in that house.
I used to get sleep paralysis all the time, man.
Is that what that is?
Uncomfortable? Oh yeah, yeah. I'd be laying there, and I like lean the head up. You like sit there, and I'm stuck.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting in my bed staring, and then like out of nowhere things will just start happening. The door will fucking boom blow open, and then I can hear talk. Perfect example. You know the beginning of Chinese Democracy?
Yeah.
And here,
Yeah.
all that talking.
Yeah.
The door would blow open, and I'd hear chattering, people talking. Like there's a fucking ballroom out there, and it's full of people, and there's a million different conversations going on, and I'm like, what the fuck? The light is shining bright in my room, and then all of a sudden the door slams. I get thrown back down, and I wake up, and nothing.
Dude, that's fucked. I've never had that.
Or there was, I had the one here. I had many reoccurring nightmares here. Remember I was living here? I
Yeah.
wrote a song
Did that
about
pick
it.
up? Sorry, did you pick up my burp in my throat?
Yeah, that was actually really gross.
Sorry.
I thought you shit on the mic. You were-
Sounded like a frog. I'm
I
sorry,
had
Dane.
one
Cave
where it was here, the sleep paralysis.
Yeah.
And my door blew open again, and
in came this angel white
I remember this.
figure. It was a woman with like bright blonde hair, no face, blank, like
Weird.
like as blank as that wall, but there's nothing. And she like walked in like 4 steps, turned, and then she like started hovering and floating, and her dress was like blowing in the wind from the door.
Yeah.
And she would just fucking stare at me, and that's it. And then just stare, and I'm just you can't do it. You can't do anything. You're just there. And that happened more than once. And
Same one?
same fucking thing. Just come in, stare at me, and then at the end she'd go down, and the door would close. And that was it.
Ugh.
I wrote about it.
I only have
That's fucking
2
weird.
dreams that will stay in my mind forever. One of them is, I can't really explain it. It's just I fell off a mountain, and you know how the classic, "Oh, I'm falling. Before I hit the ground, I wake up."
Yeah.
I hit the ground, and I felt it.
That must have been weird.
And it didn't feel good because I woke up and I was like, it.
Like you were like punched, like winded.
Yeah, oh fuck yeah, it was weird. And in my dream, I had my fucking. When I hit the ground, I went and I coughed up fucking blood, and it was on my hands.
Dude.
And I woke up and I had a
Whoa.
bloody nose, and I was like,
Oh.
"Oh, coincidence, weird." This
He
other
gets bloody
dream,
noses all the time.
the other dream, is this one was self-induced because this is right the night I rolled my car. The night after that, I remember having a dream that the car was still upside down, and I woke up like it was exactly the same scenario, same everything.
Okay.
But Blake was dead right next to me, and I'm fucking trying to wake him up, and his blood's all over me, and I go to the other side, and I fucking drag him out of the car, and I'm start carrying him back to his house, trying to explain to his parents what happened, and I'm fucking covered in his blood.
Dude.
And then
Mm-hmm.
everything, Blake's house vanishes, everything vanishes, and everything's white, and I'm sitting there with fucking Blake dead in my arms, as gay as this sounds.
Oh no, that's
and then,
dude.
and
not
then
at
Blake's gone, and I'm just sitting there covered in blood, and then I heard, "It's your fault," and then I wake up.
all. Oh,
And then
God.
that was-
Oh, that gave me
I had
chills.
that
that
dream
gave me
every-
fucking chills,
every
dude. Like I'm
fucking
fucking
night
tearing
for
up
a
right
month.
Oh yeah,
every
that brought a
night-
tear to my eye. I got
Yeah.
chills.
Every night for a month
Dude.
after that fucking event. That was my own fault. And I'm lucky to this day that I did not kill my best friend. But that is 100%
It's
true.
like
Every
you had a
night.
That
dream
made
and
my
you were
fucking chest heavy. That's
yeah,
not even kidding.
I like teared up. I got
It's
that.
like you
feeling in
were
my
living
throat.
in the parallel universe in your dream,
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
right? Like, do you remember the story? I think I told you. I don't know if I told you guys, but I was hanging out at Dawson's house. He lives out on a farm,
Yeah.
Yes.
right? He
I
lives out
know
on a
this.
farm. He had some people
Oh.
over, including me,
Yeah.
and we're fucking around. Had some drinks. Wasn't
Kids.
thinking.
Yeah.
Kids, right? Like I was like 17.
Yeah.
I go into somebody's room. I don't know whose bedroom it was, and this really happened.
Yes. Okay.
This is for real. This isn't a dream.
Okay.
I found a shotgun on the bed, picked it up, cocked it, didn't even think of, is it loaded? And you're at a farmhouse. How's it not loaded? And Devin came up. He's like, "What are you doing?" Turned, and I pulled the trigger. And it went click. Didn't even check to see if there was ammo in there. Could have killed him.
Could have blown his fucking chest
Could have
open.
blown his fucking chest open. It was like from me to Curtis. Like, whack. And I had dreams about, the parallel, what happened if that gun went off. And it would happen like, boom, hole in his chest, boom, holding him crying, boom, in jail. 25 years later, I come out, I'm an old man in jail,
Oh,
like coming out of
fuck.
jail. Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
That's that one that oh
I
like my
think-
heart stopped.
I think my favorite. I don't mean this may sound like a dick day, but I think my favorite time when you and I were walking back from Rowan's and we were talking about these dreams and shit. I remember you telling me literally about the song you wrote where you were arguing with that side of yourself.
Yeah.
That was fucking. That was like, yeah, that's fucking dope.
That's like Eminem shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is a reoccurring dream that I had, like countless. I don't even know how many times, and it would start off as narrow path, right? You think of on the way to the jail near
Yeah.
Regina here, and how there's trees on the outside and a straight road.
Yeah.
That's where I was. I was boom, right in the dead center of the road. One light at the end, like far away. And there's a guy standing there. And he's black. He's completely black. He's got like this hat on. And he's tilted his hat down. And he's just standing under the light. And then he'd like start to look up, and then he'd start to walk towards me, and I'd run, and I'd run, and I'd run. And then finally one night I was like, if it happens again, I'm just going to go see. Like, it's a dream. It's obviously a dream. So it happened. I'm running towards this fucking light. I get there, and the guy tilts his hat up, and I'm staring at myself.
Jesus.
I'm like talking to like, and it was just like, yeah, I got fucking chills.
Yeah.
And it literally, like, I hit his hat off, and it was me. I'm fucking staring at me, but it was the old me. You know what I mean? And he's basically like, you can't escape. You can't escape me.
Yeah.
I am you. This will always be you. I will always be here, type thing.
Yeah. I remember.
That's realist.
That's real. And I woke up like right after that, and I wrote an entire song about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like crazy.
Yeah.
That's fucked.
The only thing that, like, when Vincent and I moved into our new place, like, the second we moved in, I was like, this was a mistake. Because that place is fucked up.
Your place is weird.
It's not anymore, or as much, but yeah, the Sour Patch Kids are over there. But the first night that Vince did an overnight shift, I was like, I'm not gonna sleep. There's no fucking way.
You're by yourself with your cat.
I'm with Jack, and at this point, like, I was still having things happen. Him and I were both having things happen to us, and it was just like, you know, I was scared. Like, I got to the point where, like, I'd cry before I'd leave work. Like, I'd sit in my car at work and cry because I didn't want to go home. Like, I was that scared. Like, there was days that, like, I picked up Jack and we slept in my car.
Oh, really?
Because I couldn't be inside anymore. Like, I'm getting emotional, but like,
was it just a feeling you had at that point?
Even when we went to the viewing,
Yeah.
I had this feeling, and I was just like, and then we walked into the back room. You know, the back room your dad always talks about. And we walked in there, and I just got this like hit in the chest with something, and I was just like but I was like, oh, we're just gonna move in, it's fine. And like, I didn't, you know, because I was like, oh, I'm moving out for the first time, I'm scared. What my mom and dad gonna think, you know? So I was like, oh, it's just stupid feelings. And then we moved in. The first night we fucking stayed there, I was like, okay, this isn't good. I couldn't sleep. I was too scared to go to the bathroom. Like, I couldn't leave our room. Mm-hmm. And then, so about a month in, Vince did his first overnight shift, and I'm laying in bed and I'm trying to sleep, and I had this dream. What I think was a dream. I don't even think I've ever told you this, Curtis, because I didn't tell anyone.
I was to say, I don't think I have heard this.
Yeah,
one.
so
I've heard a lot, but
so
not this one.
I'm laying in bed and I'm laying on my back, right? And the thing that I would always hear in my house was a 3 knock, 1, 2, 3.
In that house.
A 1, 2, 3 all the time, and it was
great.
coming from the door into the back room all the time. That was all I ever heard.
Gross.
And I was
I've told you about that back
and
room.
I was laying in bed, and I'm laying on my back, and like I'm so, like, I'm shaking, like I can't sleep, right? Like, I'm absolutely fucking terrified. The cat starts growling, and I'm hearing this.
No.
He used to like, I'd be doing dishes, he used to stick his paws under there and go.
Yeah.
Like something touched him, touched his paws or grabbed his foot. And one time I was standing there, and his whole arm went. I got
like
sucked,
something tried to pull it in.
Sucked under the door. Like that, it was fucked up. And so once again, I'm laying there, and I'm laying in bed, and like I can't sleep. And the cat starts growling, and I'm like, Jack,
Podcast
enough.
night at your place. Jesus.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Jack, enough. I'm trying to sleep. And all I hear is, your dad fucking hates you.
What?
And I'm laying there,
Chills.
and I
Jack, don't say that.
Jesus
and
Christ.
I start crying, because like it sounded, it was like an older woman, like not like but like.
So does it? So that when it said like did it feel like it could have been a dream, or were you wide fucking awake?
I don't know.
Okay.
Like, I was kind of in and out
Yeah,
at
okay.
this point, right? And so I heard that, and I just started crying. And then I was like, no, you don't know. And that's the thing, like, I don't know if this was a dream,
Right.
or if this was real, or what was going on. And it was like, you can't escape these, your parents fucking hate you, you're a fucking failure, like, and just, like, and it's coming from my kitchen. You know, you go around the corner, and our bedroom's right there, and I can hear it from our kitchen. Our kitchen kind of has an echo.
Yeah.
And I got out of bed, and I fucking ran in the kitchen, and I was like, fucking leave me alone. And I'm crying, and I'm screaming, and I'm like, you need to leave me alone. You're fucking torturing me and Vince. Like, we can't take this shit anymore. Like, you need to like, I'm getting,
Yeah.
like, and I was like, you need to fucking leave us alone.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm sorry. You've passed. You don't fucking belong here. Like, leave us alone. And I heard, like from that back room, and it's fucking loud, and it's loud, and I'm standing right in front of the door, and I could see it shaking, and I was just like, leave, and I screamed as loud as I could, because I was like, I can't take this shit anymore, right? Like, I was like, I can't do this, and it went quiet, and I was like, I am begging you to leave this fucking house, and it went, and it stopped. And I went back to bed, and I woke up in the morning. I didn't even go to work. Like, I was like, I'm fucking done. I went to my mom's house, and I just slept in my old room. And then that night, Vince is with me, and I'm telling him what happened. And we're sitting in bed, and we hear it, and it starts just fucking and it's shaking our walls. It's like all of our bedroom walls around us. It's shaking the walls. It's shaking the plates
for
in our.
real? Like,
Yeah,
you were
like
awake
I
at
was
this
texting you, and I was like, it's shaking our plates. Like, it's so fucking loud. Like, it
Yep.
was shaking the pipes.
No.
It was shaking.
And then
everything.
I showed up that night. Yep.
And he shows up that night because I was trying to I was trying to film it, but I'm shaking so bad, right? And as soon as I get my phone out to film it, it stops.
No.
And yeah, he showed up that night, and I was an absolute mess. And even Vince was like Vince is very like.
Vince is very like, I was probably nothing, but when you were gone, he's like, dude, she's seriously like,
Yeah, like
freaked the fuck out
I
right
couldn't.
now.
Yeah, I couldn't do it anymore. And then so I don't recall if you stayed the night or what happened, but I think you did.
I think I did. I'm
Yeah,
not sure. I don't remember.
I think you spent the night, but then the day after Vince went to work, I went out and I went to like the voodoo shop or whatever, and I was like, there's something in my house, I need to fucking get rid of it. I was like, I can't do this shit anymore. And I was out, like I was fucked up for like a week.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
And the guy gave me chakra.
What's that?
It's like, it's supposed to be a ritualistic kind of, and you light it and it gives a smoke that's supposed to purify the house, right? And he
It's
was
like an old Indian thing.
yeah, and he was like, just be forewarned that this can either make it better or it can make it worse. And I said, because I said to Curtis when he was over, I was like, I get like, Vince and I both feel it's a woman, it's an older woman, it could be his grandmother or your guys' grandmother, right?
Right, because she was there.
And
She didn't die
she
there,
didn't. No,
though.
she didn't pass away in that house. No,
But why would she be angry?
I
she
don't
doesn't,
know.
and that's the thing. Like,
So can I interrupt you real
yeah,
quick?
go ahead.
Quick side note for anyone listening and anyone in this room. When Ed Desjardins says they need to get out of that house, there's something wrong with that house, you know something's wrong.
Yeah.
Because Dad doesn't fuck around.
Dad doesn't fuck around.
Yeah.
No.
Continue.
And
Did
then
he say that too?
He said that to me. He's like,
he-
dude, tell him to fucking find a new place. That place is fucked up.
Yeah.
And he knows that.
Yeah.
And it's been fucked up for a while, right? Like prior?
Oh, yeah, like back when he was.
Tara, like Auntie Tara. Just ask her about it. You want to know anything? She
Yeah.
said that place, that back room, still gives her fucking chills.
Mm-hmm.
She said just thinking about it gives her chills.
I don't even do my own.
She's like, I don't
laundry.
even want to think about anything. She's
Yeah.
like, I don't want to
She
hear
said.
about it. Yeah,
Yeah.
You were talking to her?
Dad was.
Yeah, and so
Because I said, oh yeah, they moved here, and he's like, no, they fucking didn't. He's like, you know who that was? He's like, your Uncle Wally and Grandma were there.
Mhm.
And then
Both of them passed away.
And then he said, then he was like, yeah, I don't know, that place isn't really the best. And then when I started explaining some of these, he's like, yeah, I probably should have said something. He's like, you got to tell him to move because that's a bad place. He's like, and I was like, what do you mean? He's like, just bad things happen in that house, Curtis. And that was it.
yeah,
It was
and
fucked
so
up. Yeah.
so I bought this chakra, right, and I went home because I knew like if Vince came home and I was like, "Ooh," he'd be like, what the fuck are you doing, right? And I'm
Right.
waving this shit all around the house.
Naked, like it has to be done like this.
Yeah, like spread eagle in the kitchen.
Yeah.
But
Holding a feather above your head while you're spinning things.
but and I went home and like I like froze outside the front door, and like I would go home and Jack would be cowering under the bed, you know, like, and he was being tortured too. And so I went home and I lit this chakra and I started walking around the house, right? And I was saying like
By yourself?
by myself, yeah, I'm home
Oh,
alone.
you got balls.
Yeah, but I like at this point I was like, what the fuck else can happen to me? Like what else can happen? And so I'm walking around the house and I'm in our room, I'm in the washroom, I'm in the spare room, in the living room, and I get to the door and it starts fucking banging at me. It starts fucking banging
Right in
at me.
front of you.
Right in front of me. Yeah,
Oh
and
my
once
God.
and once again I can see the door shaking, and I got scared, and then I got fucking mad. I got so mad. I had the chakra. I don't know what came over me, but I just went. I just fucking kicked the door open. I broke the door, but don't tell my landlord. but I got mad. And I
fucking knew something was wrong with that door. I knew it.
But I kicked the door open, And I was like, fucking come at me.
Balls.
And
Fuck that.
nothing happened. And I was like, you're a fucking coward. You're not going to fucking touch me. You're not even alive anymore. You can't fucking, like, I was so mad. Like, and this went on
Dead
for...
heaven ass.
Dead heaven
Yeah,
ass.
dead heaven ass, haunting me heaven ass. And, like, I just, like, this had been going on for a month and a half, and I was so
you were fed up.
I
Yeah.
was fed up. And ever since then, nothing.
Really?
Nothing.
Good for you.
Our house has been so nice. Like, I'm so happy to go home now. But, like, I just got so fucking mad. And, like, as soon as I was in that room, and when I was saying, like, leave us alone, get away from me, I'm fucking done with this shit, it was just like I just felt this weight off my shoulder. I just got this new kind of, you know, like, feeling.
Perspective.
Yeah.
Whatever it
It
was.
wasn't the chakra. It was you got bull.
Yeah, whatever it was, knew you were fed the fuck up,
Yeah.
and it wasn't gonna get at you anymore.
Yeah, and I like I said, I don't even know what came over me. I was just so like
Zero since. Nothing.
I just, and like I said, like, it started banging me, and I got scared, and then I got mad, and I just fucking blew up.
Yeah.
Like, I just blew up, and then yeah, it's never
Nada.
never had
Like,
anything.
Wow.
Quiet. Jack too. Jack's been fine.
Every once in a while, I get, you know, when you just get that feeling, and
Yeah.
you're just kind of
you
like,
fucking. Yeah.
you know, and I'd just be like,
The eerie
fuck off,
feeling.
not today, and then it goes away.
Jack's been fine.
Oh yeah, he's been fine. But the thing with my Xbox turning on, it's done that twice now to me. I've been sitting in the living room and I use my account on Vince's Xbox. Turns on. I hear it in the room. It goes beep boop, right?
Yep.
Boots me out of the TV because it logs Vincent because I logged into my Xbox. I go in there. I'm like, fuck off. Fuck off, ghost. And then I turn it off. I go back out to the living room. It doesn't happen. And then last week when it happened to me, I went in there, I unplugged it, and I said, fucking do it now.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so done with this ghost. Like, and that's the thing. Like, and that's the thing. Like, I'm so, like, with my ghost, I'm like, girl, you fucking stay over there and we'll be fine. But, like, with anyone else's ghost, I'm like, don't go near me.
Yeah.
I'm scared.
Yeah.
But, like, that house was so fucked up. And then I told Vince when he came home from work, because I was, like, drained. Like, I was absolutely emotionally and mentally drained, right?
Yeah.
And he came home and he's like, babe, like, are you okay? And I just told him everything that happened. And he was like, I thought the house felt different. Like, even when you just
Really?
walked in the door, it was just like, ooh, like, you just got, like, you got clammy, you got sweaty, you just got this, like, ooh,
Yeah.
like, something's not right feeling. But yeah, ever since that day, we've had nothing.